With the Overture now complete for Critical Role Campaign 4, I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of a tier list with the characters as of now. So let me just preface this by saying this is where I feel they are now in terms of my enjoyment with these characters. My enjoyment. You can feel differently, you can make your own tier list, and I recommend you do because it can be fun and you can try to share it with me down in the comments. However, this is only for the Overture and only my thoughts, so please keep your hate to yourself. But before we do, if you enjoy this type of content, Critical Role content, nerd culture content, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and of course leave a comment down below, even if it's just an emoji, to help me with the algorithm. Now let's place these characters. All right, so first up, let's talk about what the tiers are. I have already iconic, meaning I'm already really loving them, loving the character, all of that stuff. Then we move down to compelling. I'm definitely interested in this character. I'm invested, but not quite iconic yet. Then they're still finding their place. Like, I see something there, they're still kind of meddling about. And then there's not clicking yet. This is just, I'm not feeling the character as of right now. So first up, we're going to go with Azune. So that's Louise Carrazzo, and I enjoyed the idea of this character. I love the look with the eyes and everything else. I think there's some secrets here, some things we don't know. However, he's very much a background character thus far. He hasn't had any real big moments. He's just kind of been there. He's had a little bit of RP and some moments to himself for walking around the town, but I have high hopes for what Louise can do here. But right now, I'm leaning, I'm between not clicking yet and still finding their place, and I'm gonna go with still finding their place. Then we'll move to Taisha. So for Taisha, I think we've been kind of in a spot where she's just been all focused on Octus. She's had some moments with Hal, and you have this past relationship, and then there's the stuff with her kids. And I've told people before, I've enjoyed moments with Taisha, but I'm not super big on, I guess maybe because I'm not, you know, a father or something, like all these moments with the children and things like that. It's just not as fun to me. This is another one where I think for me, she's still finding her place. I think that there's been some really cool druid things that she's done. And I will say this, Taisha has brought a lot of emotion so far to the table, which I have enjoyed. I just haven't been able to connect to it as much, like a lot of the emotion. And then I was getting a very like motherly thing with Octus, and then even at the end with Julian wanting to hug him, I kind of pointed towards the fact that she has a motherly instinct, a calming instinct and things like that. But then Abria posted on her Tumblr and was like, stop making her be like out as if she's a mammy. That's the vibe I was getting, but she says that's not at all the case. So yeah, I don't know if I'd consider compelling yet. So this is another one where I think still finding their place for me. Octus, this one is interesting. I just immediately, my mind is compelling. There's a lot going on with him, with his family, so he's getting a little bit of a boost because of who he's related to. And then his character is unique in how he's just so unsure and lacking confidence. And he has this necromancy, and he has pincushion, and you know, there's this interest coming with that, and what is he capable of? And now he's undead, he's a hollowed one. So I'm going compelling for sure for Octus. I think that's a solid spot. Valus, this is one that some people aren't probably going to agree with me on. First, I'll say I'm going to do compelling because I'm very interested in Valus, but I haven't gotten as much of enjoyment out of Valus so far. Like, people are like, oh, the role play from Ashley's been phenomenal. I haven't noticed it quite as much. I love Ashley. I'm still waiting for something a little bit more from that. Still compelling because of, oh, it's this legendary elf who was like a part of this temple to this god, and there's a lot of mysteriousness there, and the way that Brennan always introduces her as this like epic legendary elf warrior is super cool. But definitely not iconic to me yet. I think for others, they would put her there, but not for me yet. Thimble, also, I feel like there was two big moments for me that I thoroughly enjoyed. The opening sequence with her, that emotion, that raw emotion, beautifully done by Laura Bailey. And then we got the flip side of it with the flashback for the wedding scene. Really enjoyed that. So we had the very emotional, intense tears. And then we also had a witty, fun, playful, but I don't think I'm ready to throw her an iconic yet. I still think she's compelling. This is still early, so most of these people are going to go in compelling or below. I think you probably gathered that now because we still need a little bit more out of this, but Thimble, Laura Bailey has never not delivered, so I'm excited to see the rest of Thimble. Then we'll move to Hal. Hal is probably the main person that when I think of, I'm just like, I feel nothing at this point. There just hasn't been anything. He's been kind of in the background. I get it. Grieving, all that. Totally understand like where you could go with that. That it's like, oh, it's only been 2 days in game and his brother was just executed on. I understand that. But we're like 15 plus hours into the actual watching experience and he still hasn't really done anything. He still hasn't had any real cool moments that I love. The Liar's Blade was fine, but not clicking yet for me. I'm just not feeling how. I have high hopes, and I think Liam's going to bring him to life, and it's going to, I said this in the beginning, wait till after the Overture, once we get past this stuff, if you go back and watch things from like my first post about episode 1, I was like, I hope Hal changes. I still hope Hal changes. Not clicking for me yet. Next up, Murray. Murray is a lot of fun, pushes a lot of buttons, very playful personality. I love the contrast with Murray compared to basically everybody else, which I think you need in games. Not everybody can have the same personality. You're going to love some and you're going to not like some as much. And that's okay because they contrast and we get character arcs. We're going to see character arcs with a lot of these people where things may change. So for now, this is one where I'm torn between compelling and still find their place. Because I enjoy her personality. She's been a ton of fun. Not as much in the story aspect for me yet. I'm still going to go compelling. I'm still going to go compelling because I like the personality and it's different compared to all the other characters so far. Julian Davenos, especially in episode 4, was phenomenal. Matt delivered just an incredible, the scream that he gave after his father was killed, the lines he delivered, the combat. He's like the only person who's had good combat so far. Already iconic to me. He delivered a phenomenal, just absolutely top tier performance in episode 4. From the gameplay to the acting, all of it. It was great. First iconic, Julian has to be in that spot for me. Now we talk about Cadigan. Cadigan is somebody that I think once we get like 2 or 3 episodes into the Soldier's Table is going to be iconic. I already feel from the little bits we've had, and the only reason he's not there yet is because it has been a little bit. We haven't seen him as much. He hasn't had as much interaction and moments, but the ones he has had, I have loved. Absolutely loved. And knowing that he has like the deepest backstory that he gave to Brennan, all these sorts of things, I'm putting him in compelling. I have high hopes and beliefs he will be in the iconic section. But I can't give it to him now just based on what I think may happen. But I do believe he will get there. So let's put him in compelling for now. Really, really interested in Cadigan. Wikander. I love how Sam is playing this character. Just the backstory and how it's been brought in the moments where he's shocked and the way he's still playing this like, oh, I'm not actually familiar with the real world. I live in this sort of bubble and I'm the face of the family and all this. And he's not aware of what's happening and then he becomes aware and there's all these moments. I'm going to go iconic. I'm going iconic because, again, I think he is being portrayed in a just amazing way, right? Like Julian, Sam has, in a different way, delivered a great experience in terms of role play, sticking to who the character is, giving us like a real deep personality for who this person is. Already iconic for me, Wikander. Tyranny. Again, if you guys have watched any of my other videos, you know, episode 1, I did not like Tyranny. Tyranny was below Hal to me in episode 1. Episode 2, she grew on me a bit. Episode 3, I enjoyed a lot more. So I am now a bit more invested in Tyranny. I like where her attitude and personality has gone. I also am now intrigued by the whole demon thing and her sisters and all of these ideas now that I can connect to her and mysteries I can connect to her. She went from definitely not clicking yet, even below that probably episode 1. Now she's compelling. I am compelled when it comes to Tyranny. Now we move to Belair, and that reveal was amazing. Being a mask, a sentient mask, and his thoughts behind it, and the fact that now he, we know that he was a weapon in the Shaper's War, and he helped take down a god as part of a play, these other masks, and there's so much there. The reveal was so good. All of it. I like the personality. Just, again, he's different. He stands out amongst the cast, which puts me between compelling and already iconic, and I'm going to give him already iconic. I am thoroughly enjoying Belair. I think, again, just everything about him so far is super interesting and unique. He might be the most unique character we have seen in Critical Role so far. I think that may be true. Tayor from Travis Willingham is one that I want to because he's a Lion Paladin, and that is my jam. I now have a Lion Paladin in the game I'm playing tonight, but I need more out of him. Right? The things I've seen, I enjoy. Love the voice, just like with Cadigan, delivering a great accent, great voice, but we haven't gotten a whole lot out of him. I want to see more. This is one where I'm more leaning towards compelling, so I think he's going there, but I could probably place him and still finding their place. Part of me wants to still, because I want to love him because it's Travis, he's a lion, and he's a paladin, but when I sit back and really think about it, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's one that could go either or. I think I'm gonna go compelling because I want to know where his sort of healing magic is coming from, right? Because the others are they're getting it from the angel liquid. Where is he getting his? All that sort of stuff. He also seems very proud and righteous, and I'm into that. But I'm telling you, he's just a sliver into compelling. So here's my list, guys. We have our already iconic with Julian, Wikander, and Belair. We move to compelling with Octus, Valus, Thimble, Murray, Cadigan, Tyranny, and Teor. Still finding their place for me is going to be Azune and Taisha. And even Taisha, like when I say that, I'm like, she could be in compelling for me. I think she's going to bring a lot of lore. There's just going to... But at the same time, similar to how it's been very family, it's been very kids and all these sorts of things. I kind of want to move her up now, kind of. But then everybody's in compelling, so yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave Hal down and not clicking yet for sure. Definitely. So here's my list, guys. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. Share your list. I'd love to see it. And once again, if you enjoy content like this, nerd culture, Critical Role, Dungeons and Dragons, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below, even if it's just an emoji to help me with the algorithm. If you want to support me in the best way, become a member here on YouTube or go over to my Patreon, link down below, and subscribe to my Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, good luck in your adventures.